Hey guys, this is Hetu and welcome back to etlqalabs. So guys, today's session we will look at these two questions. I think these are very important questions, and I have taken these two questions from the YouTube channel, and I thought that this can be helpful because there are certain logics involved with this, right? So that's the reason I thought that I will take up these two questions and then we will solve it. And I'm sure that this question might have been asked in some of the interview. That's why they are popping up here, and so it's important that I resolve this question, solve it for you guys, so that the similar kind of question or the same question if you are facing, right, you should be able to answer it, right? So the first one is from Sakshi. The question is, how do we find max of data of joining using Unix, right? So so there are two things that I could understand. One thing is max of date of join, which means it could be the latest date. Max means it could be the oldest date, okay, or it can be latest date, okay. So we will try to see both of them actually, and how do we find out? So we have to use, for sure, we have to use some commands like shorting, because we have to short it based on that particular column, right? And then we have to actually extract it, so we might have to use head or tail command, all those kind of things, right? So let's try to go straight into terminal and then see. I already have created one file, guys, okay. So this file contains basically 5 records, and this is employee ID, name, department number, salary, and this is the date of joining probably, okay. And I want to find out which one is the highest or the max date of joining. Maybe max by mean, it may be the oldest one, maybe 2018. This might be the one, or people might refer to this. So we have to clarify this kind of question with the interviewer if you have any doubt, right? So I will try to show you the both ways, right? I mean both the answers. I will try to give you the oldest and the latest, both the dates, right? So what we have to do, guys, we have something called sort function. I think I have already covered as part of Linux, I think, when I have covered that tutorial. But let's try to see. First, try to understand the basics, okay? So let's say if I want to find out, I want to sort out, right? Sort out the data in this particular file. I mean, this is the file, right? Based on, let's say, um, salary, right? So how do I do it? So I have to use sort command, okay? Sort, or you can also, okay, I will tell you the easiest way, right? So short hyphen, short space, then I have to use hyphen or hyphen K. K means it is talking about which field, right? So which field it is, guys? 1, 2, 3, and 4. It is the fourth field, right? Fourth field is the salary field. So I will say 4. Okay. And what is the separator, guys? So for separator, we have to use T, right? Hyphen T, which means separator. So what is separator, guys? Separator is comma, right? Now, I have to just say employee. I have to give this table name, and let's try to run what we get, right? When I am running, I got something like this. So, what is this? 1000, So it's basically it's ascending order, right? So we are getting in the ascending order. Okay. So if it is ascending order, here it is in different order, right? But here you see 1, 4, 5, 4. So this entire data is sorted in the ascending order of the salary basically. So if I want to make it in descending order, then I have to use one more argument, hyphen R, which means reverse. Reverse of that ascending order, which means descending order. Okay. Okay, one second, guys. Something went wrong. Okay. Oh, sorry. Actually, I have to keep it here. And then for this, I have to use hyphen R somewhere here. Okay. Now you see, this is in descending order now. See, 5,400, then 5,399. Okay. So this is in descending order of the salary. Okay. Now, if somebody, let's say, is asking you to, okay, so since this is a numeric, I think it is best to use n, okay? N means actually you're dealing with the numbers, right? Now, we are able to find it here, but in certain cases, it is best to use n when we are actually sorting it based on the numeric field, right? Because in Linux everything is kind of text, right? So until you specify, it doesn't know what is numeric, etc. So now if I say n, it will give pretty much the same output, but best to use the n. Okay. So let's say in the other case, if I want to sort it based on field number 2 probably. Okay. 2 is the name, right? So let's see how does it work. And then I have to remove this n because that's a character field. And so I see T R P A L. So this is again the let me see. I don't want this. Okay. So if you see, it's a basically in ascending order. See, Ali, Anis, Priyank, Rakesh. So this is basically sorted out, right? So this is how you can sort it out based on certain column. So we have to um, now we can use this concept of sorting, right? Now when it comes to sorting the date, right? So for date, it doesn't know actually how do we sort it out, right? So if I say, let's say this is what field it is, fifth, I guess, right? So fifth, second, guys. So this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth. Okay. So this is the fifth field, but actually we don't know what this. I mean, how do we sort it out, right? So to sort it out, because this format is different, this is separated by comma. So best is basically we should try to separate it out. Okay, so I have to take this particular field into a separate one, and then on top of that I will use the sorting, right? So what I can do for this is I can use the cut command first. Cut. I want to basically extract only this particular field because I want the highest date, right? The latest date. So I want to take this particular field, and this is actually fifth field in this particular file, right? So I have to say cut hyphen D. I mean, I want to say what is the delimiter. So delimiter is D. Delimiter is the comma for this particular file, right? And then I want to extract which field? The fifth field, and then I will say, all right. So now I got it, right? So in short, guys, the delimiter is hyphen T, but in case of cut command, we have to use delimiter hyphen D basically. This is nothing but similar to hyphen T basically. So D is delimiter, and here also hyphen T is also delimiter. Okay, and here the field should be like K, right? So field fifth field is K hyphen K, but here actually we are using F, right? F5. F means field. So there are different way of doing it. You can write like this also. So now we are able to get it. Now what we can do is, since this data is still into that same format how it was originally in the file. So now I want to find out which one is the latest date maybe. Okay. So how I find? So this is the data. Now on this data I will put into the pipe, and I will actually sort it out based on okay, so there are, so this is delimited, right? So this is delimited by hyphen, so let me write it. So delimited T. Okay, now I got it. Now I want to sort it based on year first. Okay, so what is year? What is the field for the year? Is 3, right? So this is 3. So this is first one, delimited second field, and third field. Let's try to see what we get here. Okay. See guys, we are able to get something, right? But we are able to get into different order. So if I say hyphen R, I'll get into descending order. Now you see 2021 is coming on top, then 22, and then, but guys, we are actually sorting based on only on the based on year. But what if we have same data for multiple year, for example like this, and then it is very important that we also sort it based on other fields also, like month and date also, right? So how do we do that actually? Now we don't have too much data, but let me try to show you how we can do. So this is the order matters basically. So if I say hyphen K3 means first it will be sorted based on um, field number 3, and then if I say K2, which means it will be based on if this is DD and this is MM, so this will be M actually, month, right? And then if I say K1, right? Perfect. Now let's try to run it. So guys, see, this is giving the same output, okay? But ideally, I mean, since we don't have too much of a data, if there is too much data, then it is the right way to sort it out. So we have to sort it out based on the year first, and then date, month, and then uh, date, right? And that is how actually you will be getting the data in the descending order, okay? Now, how do I find the latest one, right? So if in now we got the data, now I can simply use head minus 1 or hyphen 1, and this is going to give you the latest date basically, okay? This is how we have to handle, okay? Now, very simple. If you want to find out the you know, the date, which is the first, the last, what you say, the oldest date of joining means the first employee, when the first employee of the organization has joined, then I probably have to use it like this. Okay, one second, guys. Let me go down there, and this is R, right? So this is reversing based on it's reversing, right? So I want to remove it. Then if I get it, see, I am able to get this. This is the date when the first employee joined, right? So 2018, right? So this is here. So this is how actually you can solve this kind of question, okay? And yeah, so you have to be, you should use a couple of combination, guys. You can also use awk command or that, but I found this is the most, easiest way to do it, okay? So that's the reason I covered it here, okay? Now I will not, you know, spend any further time on this. Let's jump on to the second question that is related to SQL, right? So how to calculate the percentage of a student marks, right? So guys, let me go back to the SQL. Okay. Now let me see, select star from AMP. Do I have data? Uh, one second, guys. No, I think I have to have the student data. Okay, I have student table now. So this is the table, right? So we have data. We have actually two students. One is student one, and which is having like 4 records, the marks for each of the subject, and then student two, right? So I have only very limited data, but I want to make sure I show you how do you find the percentage for each of the students, right? Okay. So what do you think? How do we approach it, guys? So what are the things that we need actually here? We need, first of all, one second, let me, all right, guys. So let me do one thing. Okay, sorry, student. Okay, let's see. Now, what I want is basically I want roll number, I want student name, and then I don't want all these individual marks for each of the subject, but I want the percentage, um, you know, percentage, percentage obtained, right, for each of the student in the final, right? So as part of that, what I have to do is basically I have to aggregate, right? So I have to add all these numbers for one student, and then I have to divide by 400, right? And then R4, okay? And then that is how we will find out the percentage, isn't it? So this is the approach, guys. And to do this, we have to add, right, all of them. How do we add it? We have to use the aggregate function, right? And we also have to use, we have to aggregate it based on each of this roll number and student name. Then we have to use the aggregate function and the order group by also, right? So this is very much similar to our previous video where we have tried to, sorry, where we have tried to, we have tried to understand how do we handle uh, this, how do we handle the, I mean, we try to find out, per department wise the maximum salary and all those things. But here we are actually trying to find the average salary, and then we will use certain division, etc. Okay, so let's try to find out. So guys, I'm interested to know roll number. Okay, and then also student name. Okay, student name. These two are the unique basically, right? So then I can use the aggregate function on this. Okay, group by. And then I want something called sum of marks obtained. Okay, all right, guys, marks obtained. Now I will say from students. Okay, student, and then I'll say group by roll number and also by student name. Okay, let's try to see what we get. So now see guys, we are actually able to get roll number of these two students and then total marks obtained. Okay, so this is the sum of total marks that we have that students have obtained, like 351 and 320. Okay, so now we will try to see what is the percent, right? So this is the total marks, right, for all the four subjects. But now we have to find out the percent. So we have to use a little bit, we have to tweak a little bit this one, okay? So this is sum. Now I have to say divide by 4, okay? If I say divide by 4, then probably it will give you the percentage now, okay? Let's see. You see 87.75 and 80%. So we are able to get the percentage. But I want to also display percent here after this number. No, I want to display percentage sign actually. So how I can do it, guys? I can actually use it here. I can use concatenation operator, and then here I can use percentage, something like this. Okay, let's see. Perfect, we are able to get it. But this particular column, I want to rename something because this doesn't look so great, right? So I want to give the alias name to this particular. So I can say as percentage percentage obtained. Okay, something like that. Let's try to see. So now it is coming properly, guys, right? So now you have roll number, student name, and then percentage obtained, right? So this is the final percentage. So this is how I think you can actually do it. And this is very simple, guys, I think, okay? And if you have if you understood completely about, how to use the group by and how use the different aggregate function, I think it's pretty much straightforward. Okay, and I would again encourage you guys to do lots and lots of practice, and that will make you the perfect in writing the SQL query, guys. Okay, and believe me, in any kind of ETL interview questions, right, the most of the time the interviewer have certain pattern, basically what exactly they want to check. Okay, so for ETL testing, most of the time you will be actually dealing with the databases, right? So the SQL query is like the weightage, if I say, right? So they want to actually, if you don't know SQL, then straight away they will reject you. Okay, they will not actually proceed with any further interview, right? So they want to check first of all SQL, and then secondary skill set is the ETL testing concept. Okay, third one is like Linux or Unix command, and then data warehousing, etc. All those things will come as at the end, basically. Even if you don't know much detail about the data warehousing, if you know little bit concept about it, then that will be perfectly all right. But if you don't know SQL, then actually you nobody will consider you, right, for the further rounds. They will straight away reject you. So that's the reason I think you have to be very, very strong in writing the SQL query, right? Nobody is going to ask you write a PL/SQL code, etc., but you should be very much comfortable with writing any kind of SQL query. So that's important to do it, right? And yes, guys, and I think I have tried to cover a lot of things in my SQL tutorial or SQL video. I think you should go and watch it and try to brush up your skills. And yeah, as I said, that this is the most important skill, SQL, that you should be focusing first before anything else, right? In order to proceed further rounds of the interviews, right? So please focus on that, and I really hope that this video is making sense to you, and at least you are able to excel your knowledge and that this is also going to be helpful at your job front as well. Okay, so that's all for this video, guys, and I'll see you soon with the next video. Until then, happy learning. God bless you. Bye.